Hi, CIC. Welcome to Pause and Ponder. I'm Deirdre Lewis, Children's Church Director. Good to see you today. We're going to focus today on Psalm 10, verses 16 through 18. The Lord is king forever and ever. Nations have perished from his land. Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble. You will strengthen their heart. You will make your ear attentive to vindicate the orphan and the oppressed, so that mankind, which is of the earth, will no longer cause terror. I'd like to focus on, Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble. You will strengthen their heart. You will make your ear attentive, which is from Psalms 10:17. When I think back on, a person had said to me one time, why do you have so much peace? At first, I was like, was that an insult or was that a question? So I just took that as an honest question. Why do I have so much peace? When I think back on that verse, Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble. You will strengthen their heart. You will make your ear attentive. So I tend to make that personal. Lord, you have heard my desire. You will strengthen my heart, and you will make your ear attentive to me. So I take that personally. What has God done for me that makes me have so much peace? As a mom of three, a lot of times that's where I focus on, where that peace comes from. Sometimes I think about my kids. Where are they? What are they doing? How are they? Are they really going to be paying attention to that? Or are they really going to go to that place? And then it just starts spinning in my head to where I have to say, okay, Deirdre, the Lord hears my cries. He is attentive to what I'm saying. Let's think back on Hannah, for instance, who cried out so intensely. God heard her. He was attentive to her cries. Or Sarah, who, oh my goodness, was she like over 80 years old? And she just held on to that promise God had for her. But during that time she was holding on, she was crying out. Can you imagine? Crying out. Can you imagine the different people who thought, she is not going to have any kids. What is she talking about? But God heard her cries over and over and over again. He was attentive. She was faithful. So when I think about that question, why do I have so much peace? I believe what God says in his word. So I encourage all of us, do we believe what God says in his word when he tells us to reach out to him, to seek him? Or is that just something we just might mumble off, or we might give someone a word of encouragement, but do we really believe that? So often I remember that God hears my cries. He hears when I'm afflicted. He hears when I need him. He hears me when I think there is no place else to turn. So I encourage us today, how about we really, really focus on what he said? How is he encouraging you today? Is he really, really in your heart, that you're really trusting that he hears your cry? He hears you when you're afflicted. He hears you when you don't have a job. He hears you when you don't know where your food's coming from. He hears you when your loved one is sick on a sick bed in the hospital or at home. He hears us, church. He hears us all the time. Can we just focus on his word? So I encourage us today as we pause and ponder, does God hear the afflicted?